Hey, this is Kit Palmer, editor Cycle News. Just finished spending the last couple days riding the new Beta Alp 4.0. You might be wondering what the Beta Alp is. Well, first of all, it sounds like it's a new bike, but this bike's actually been around for quite a while, at least 20 plus years. But it hasn't been available in the US until now. And I think it was last year or 23, I guess. They did a major overhaul with this bike. It used to be powered by the old Suzuki DR350 engine, the air-cooled engine. A couple years ago, they completely redid this bike. It has its own engine now. Collaboration between Beta and manufacturer in China. And so they developed this engine over I think 3 or 4 years. The whole project came together at the end of 2023. This model is technically a 2026. It's kind of like a small bore, even though it's a 350. It's a small bore ADV bike, something that's very approachable, very easy to ride. It's affordable. $64.09 is the retail price for this. It's designed for an easygoing exploring bike, kind of adventure bike, dual purpose bike. It is street legal. So this bike will pretty much go anywhere. We just finished, like I said, a couple days and pretty impressed with it. It's a fun bike to ride. I mean, it's not one of those things you're going to be blazing across the desert and want to ride a hare and hound in, but for kind of like sitting down, checking out the trails, going wherever you want. You'll take on some single track, but again, at a casual pace. It loves two-track dirt roads. It goes a long ways on its, I don't remember exactly how much fuel it has, but I believe it's a little over, or right around 2 gallons. And so it's not going to suck a lot of gas no matter what. So we're able to put a lot of miles on this bike. Well, first, let me show you some things about the bike that kind of stand out. All right, well, first of all, the motor. It's a brand new motor. It's kind of one of those Italian designed, built in China. And it's a nice looking bike. It looks like it's built well. It performs well. We had no issues whatsoever. It is fuel injected. It is dual overhead cam, 4-valve liquid cooled motor. Of course, it has electric start. It is a 6-speed transmission, and it's pretty basic. What I really liked about how it performed was it makes pretty good torque, pretty good bottom end for a 350. I'm pretty impressed with that. It has a little bit of a pretty good get up and go as well. I mean, it's not, it's not a 450 full-on off-road bike or type motocross type power, but it has nice, smooth, easy controllable power. I didn't have any issues with it stalling or anything like that. It doesn't vibrate. It has on the road, you'll have no problems hanging with the flow of traffic. I mean, I was cruising at 60, 65 miles an hour and pretty impressed by how it worked. So the motor's really good. I really like it. It's protected well by a nice sturdy skid plate here. Details that they did, they actually put on some nice foot pegs on this. I still have the rubber part on it, but I do plan on taking that off pretty soon. But the foot pegs are nice and wide, and even with the rubber, it's fairly grippy, but you can see it has quite a pretty good teeth there. It has a really comfortable seat, nice big seat. It's good. You'll be able to carry a passenger. It does come fitted with passenger pegs, which is nice. A little bit of a bend, so your knees better be in pretty good shape if you're going to want to be sitting in the back of this for any length of time. The seat does pop off. It is lockable, so that's kind of interesting. You'd hold some basic tools under there. And another cool thing about this is it has a nice TFT dash. Let's see if I can get this thing on here. It's pretty cool. It has all the valuable information that you need, and it looks pretty nice. Doesn't really stand out right now too much in the sun, which is a little bit. It's not the greatest when it comes to bright sunlight, but overall it's still pretty cool. The only issue I ever had with it was, this was totally my fault. I went out for a pretty long ride and I forgot to check the fuel level before I left. So I did run out of gas. Luckily I was only, I don't know, it was probably less than a half mile from home. So it was a short push. But what I thought about was, okay, so the reserve light was probably blinking for a long time, but I didn't see it. I did have to look at it. It's a little bit small. So that part of it I wasn't crazy about, but everything else, it's a pretty cool little dash. Kind of gives it that modern look. The forks, I believe, are made by Ole, and that's what they said. The folks from Beta said that they believe it is an Ole fork. Beta's used before on some of their smaller CC model bikes. It's non-adjustable, pretty normal for a motorcycle like this, but again, for what it is, it actually works pretty well. Little on the soft side, but not too bad. You could give it a little bit of you could ride it aggressively to a point, but you'll definitely know that point once you're about ready to get there. But I did think the forks were pretty good, and I weigh about, I don't know, 165, 170, and I thought it was okay. Maybe just a tick on the soft side. Check out, it's got a very modern looking headlight. All lighting here on this bike is LED. Always looks good, very bright. Like I said, a little bit of a, it's kind of futuristic looking. Let's go back to the rear suspension here. It is pretty basic, non-adjustable, and non-branded. So I really don't know who makes it. Maybe it's Ole, maybe, I'm not even sure if they make shocks, but I'm assuming they do, but non-adjustable except for spring preload, which is, again, pretty basic. So again, I thought it was good for simple riding, nothing too aggressive. I thought the back end worked. Again, just a tick on the soft side. It actually feels a little bit stiff over the initial chop, and then it starts feeling kind of soft as you start riding a little bit harder. So, but again, works fine for cruising out in the woods, out in the desert and stuff. I didn't really have any complaints with it at all. The brakes, the rear brake here it's also I'm not sure who makes it. It says it's stamped Beta, so I don't think it's one of the name brand brakes, but again, it works fine. Up front, you do have a Nissan brake system, and pretty heavy duty. Looks pretty large for a bike like this, and again, I had no issues with the front brake. In fact, I thought the front brake worked out pretty well, so that's a good thing. It does have a low fender. Not sure what I think about that, but I think it's okay. It just kind of gives it that kind of adventure bike look, maybe even a little bit of a rally look, but I would prefer a high fender, but I'm okay with that. Also comes out with a more of a street version of this, and it's called the Alp X, and a little bit different styling. It has 17, 19-inch wheels, and where this one has 18, 21. And it has, like, this has a low rear or low front fender. The X has a low rear fender, and it raises up and down with the swing arm, so it just follows along with the rear wheel. It takes a little bit getting used to the switch box here. As you can see, it's a little bit different, but it kind of has all the information. You have high-low beams, you have a horn there, your ABS, and this bike does have a couple engine modes. You have the stock, and evidently it's a little bit more aggressive, but I'll be honest with you, I can't tell the difference between the two. Nice to have, but it's not a big deal. The bike supposedly produces 35 horsepower, so we're not talking a ton, so it's not an issue. The bike runs fine. It's plenty aggressive enough as it is. Also, you'll see that little ABS button there, and you can turn off the rear ABS if you want. A little trickier doing that. You just have to turn it off, turn it back on, hold the button, and if you do it all right, it works. If not, try it again. Oh yeah, the does have a slight interesting little brake setup. It's got linked braking system to where you put on the rear brake, the front brake goes on as well. I didn't really notice it all that much, but I guess it's a nice little feature. Doesn't bother me. I can go either way. Off-road, like I said, you can just turn off the back, so turn off the back. The front ABS stays on, so I don't know, it's not really an issue to me. The 4.0 comes with more off-road trim, and again, that includes an 18-inch rear wheel, and it also has a 21-inch front. It comes from the factory with, they call it V-rubber tires, which are made in Taiwan. They seem to be pretty sturdy. They worked well for me. I had a little issue up in the front, and I had a hard time on the sand. I thought it was a little difficult, but I played around with tire pressure. I actually reduced quite a bit than what it was when I got the bike, And so that made a huge difference. And then I probably got a little too low, put some little more air in it, and kind of fiddled around with it until I got to a spot I actually liked pretty well. So the tire's good. I mean, I wouldn't run out and buy a new one. I would probably wait until it wore out, then maybe step up and get something else. Another little unique feature on the engine, it comes fitted with a downswept exhaust pipe, um, which I thought at first would be kind of weird, but I actually kind of like it. I mean, I think it looks kind of cool too. I mean, that's a nice looking muffler. Kind of gives it a little bit of a racy feel. Maybe takes away a little bit from the off-road feel, but I kind of like it. I think it looks cool. And again, they did a pretty nice job on the muffler. It looks good. The Alp does come with a cooling fan, which I think is a nice touch. I'm glad they did that. I actually did hear that come on a few times when I was riding it. The temperature probably got up to about 90, maybe even 95 one time when I was riding it, and got into a couple tight spots a little bit, and I did hear it come on a couple times. They paid a little attention to some detail here. The Beta actually put some nice quality foot pegs on here. They're actually wide, and they have some pretty aggressive teeth. So I felt like it was really good traction for the boots, and I really like that. Sometimes it seems like on these smaller bikes, they'll put little tiny pegs on there that aren't very good. When you get the bike, they do come with these little rubber inserts to kind of help dampen vibration, mainly for like when you're riding on the street for a long time. Well, after several days of riding the Beta Alp, I've come to a pretty good conclusion on it that I really enjoy this motorcycle. It's basically a motorcycle to do exactly what it's intended to do, to go on adventures and go on trail ride. But it's just it's a bike you want to go out and explore dirt roads. You can take it on single track, and it's comfortable, it's easy to ride, and there's no intimidation factor, there's no fear factor. If you drop the bike, no big deal. You're going to be up and on your way in about 30 seconds. It's got a lot of value, it's affordable, and I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I was quite surprised on how well it worked and how much fun I had it. Again, I think the key to this motorcycle is basically to ride it like it's designed to be ridden. It's not a race bike. If you're experienced and your natural reaction is just to get on it and go and start blazing whoop-de-doos and things, you're not going to like it, but that's not what this bike is designed to do. It's more of a sit down, casual pace, just explore trails, again, single track, whatever you want to do. It's pretty capable on the pavement too, so if you need to run downtown, get some gas, or go to the store or something like that, it's perfectly capable of doing that. So anyway, I was pleasantly surprised by the Beta Alp, and I hope I get some more time to ride it. So anyway, hey, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. We'll have more videos down the road, so check back with cyclenews.com. Thank you.